So Nalin Kohli, Delhi circles are strongly standing now behind the allegedly corrupt judge. They are saying that, see, we can't let him fall. If he falls, our whole system of corruption falls. The whole fixer network will be exposed. In fact, I'm told fixers are going on television nowadays all over the place now, trying to build arguments. I'm saying here today, Nalin, that this has become a serious matter. The whole Delhi Lutean system is actively supporting the judge in question. They are saying it's a life and death issue for them. And I don't know where things are headed.
You made a very, very fair point, Arnab. In reality, I think when you have said that there is a fixer network and it would go into overdrive, it's a fair comment. Because they have not just a concern with regard to exposure and expose of it being identified and them coming into the limelight. Simultaneously, it is a business model that they have built up.
Yep.
I call this business model the settlement law area. That it has nothing to do with the practice of law. It has to, how can I get this settled for you? And it's a very, very sad and a terrible comment in terms of the practice of law for anyone who has been married to law or has worked in the field of law, honestly, to work hard to prepare a file, go before a judge, and equally for an honest judge to be there to listen to a matter, take notes and write a judgment. So this has to stop. There's no question about it. It's not just a question of the credibility of the institution. It's also about the future of the institution. Because in that sense, if the faith of the people stands dented, how do you dispense anything? I mean, governance can't be if there is no faith in governance. And if in the judiciary people start losing faith, then it becomes a very, very serious thing, because that's how the judicial system works. People look up to it and they abide by the judgment.
Yeah, but, you know, larger issues are not being looked at, Mr. Manan. I know people are very angry. I'll open the lines, by the way, producers. If I open the lines, you'll see how angry people are across the country, Mr. Manan. But the Delhi lobby has also come together, saying that we cannot let Yashwant Varma lose his job, get off the roster, be de-rostered for any longer period of time. We have to somehow save him. Because if we don't save him, two things will happen. Our fixer network will collapse, fixing will end, and the Modi government will become too strong. And then they'll bring in NJAC. So we want to stop NJAC, you got to save Yashwant Varma. You want to, you know, that's how they are looking at it. Yeah. Mr. Manan.
Arnab, from
louder, please.
the very beginning, I'm not in favor of the collegium. I'm not in favor of the collegium. I'm criticizing this collegium from the day one. The another thing is that the lobby, so far is concerned, no lobby can do anything. Because if Mr. Varma is guilty, then nobody can save him. If he is not guilty, then the Honorable Supreme Court...
But they are trying to say, how do you know the fire happened? How do you know the notes are genuine? How do you know the veracity of the video? You know, they're asking these kind of questions.
I'm coming on that. I'm coming on that. You remember that on your channel I said at the outset, why they have not made the Caesar memo? Without the case property, how the case will go on? I'm a criminal practicing lawyer. First of all, it is the prima facie and the major evidence to prove the case of a criminal.
Not in an in-house inquiry, sir.
Prosecution.
Sir, not in an in-house inquiry, sir. Sir, you need an FIR, but not for an in-house inquiry.
To do with the criminal.
No, I'm saying in-house inquiry does not have to ask for seizure memo or panchanama.
No, inquiry will not suffice the purpose. So far as a prima facie case is concerned, if the evidence has been destroyed by just removing the burnt notes, burnt material, and presume it for a moment that the notes were burnt. But that material should have been seized, sealed, deposited in the Malkhana by the local police itself. And case should have been registered. Case should have been registered, 0 FIR.
So this is, I don't agree, sir, because sir, 1 minute, sir, just 1 minute, sir. Can I ask you? Supreme Court never insisted that a case be registered on 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th or 20th. They decided to sort everything in their own way behind closed doors. They never wanted an FIR. Now they cannot, the Supreme Court in-house committee cannot say, oh, there is no FIR and hence there is no proof, hence there is no seizure. They did not want the procedure till now. They scuttle the procedure, sir.
Arnab, you see, Arnab, have I not said on that day that inquiry is a different thing? Rather, they have, why constituting the committee so late, delayed, they have even damaged the reputation of the judiciary itself. We are not concerned with Mr. Varma today. We are concerned with the reputation of the judiciary. Aam aadmi,
gone for a toss.
the poor person, rich person, whoever, they have the faith in a judiciary. If the things will go like this, nobody will have. Even otherwise, I said on that day, corruption is growing in the judiciary, but not at all level. I said not in the Supreme Court, but in the trial court. Yes, it is there.
So every second,
but it is there.
Every minute.
But not to that extent.
So
every judge is not a corrupt.
I'm not saying that, but people are so now on the edge about it. You know what people are feeling? Chair, they are feeling that they will be cheated in this case. That the judges will help Judge Yashwant Varma. The in-house committee will give him an honorable exit, will not sack him, will not accept corruption. It's become an ego issue. This is all the talk that's doing the rounds. Jay, now, you know, before I open the lines, we have a situation here. The Delhi lobby is backing the judge.
Good evening, Arnab, and thank you for having me on the show tonight. And a very good evening to my very senior esteemed colleagues from the bar. May I just get 30 seconds to make a few points, if you'll permit me. One, I again compliment you for bringing up this issue of the fixers in the Delhi lobby. I have to commend you for that, because no one else in the press is really talking about that. And in fact, I must commend also my senior colleague, Mr. Kohli, for bringing up this issue. And I want to share a small, without naming any names, I want to tell you something. There is a lawyer who's a senior counsel who operates with alacrity in Delhi. And, in his late 20s, he acquired 2 massive bungalows in Delhi. And he's supposedly a lawyer. One in Golf Links and one in Johor Bagh. Now, I think we all know who that person is. And certainly, I think we all know who this person, who I'm talking about. The point is that there are a lot of questions that need to be asked about these sort of quote-unquote operators in the Delhi lobby. Having said that, I think the most important thing is what Mr. Manan has said. He's one of the finest criminal lawyers in the country, and I think he raises a very fundamental point. That, the issue is not that this is a judge or that it's a common person. You're also right, Arnab, in saying that the faith of the people might get shaken in the judiciary, which is why we need a solid process in place, due process. And there needs to be evidence that has to be collected. I'm not saying for a moment that this judge is innocent or should be let off. I'm simply saying let us respect the process. The Honorable Chief Justice of India deserves kudos for putting into place this fantastic committee.
The process is now getting on people's nerves. Because yes, I'm sorry, but this is the way it is. First the Supreme Court does nothing. Then the Supreme Court drags its feet. Then the Supreme Court says transfer the judge. Then the people get angry, and now Supreme Court is saying, well, we will do it our own way, we'll take our own time, we have our own procedure, we have our own ways. But then the Supreme Court should also realize, 1 minute please, the Supreme Court should realize that its own unprecedented decision to release the evidence proves the prima facie the judge is guilty.
No, it does
Absolutely it does. Vabi is calling from Chennai. I'm opening up lines. Vabi, no, 1 minute. Let me get some callers in. I'm coming back to you. Too many callers tonight. Vabi, are you there?
I'm there, Arnab. Good evening. Thank you for having me on your show.
Yes.
Corruption, of course, it has become one of the biggest issues confronting all of us in India. I know it is very sad to see the apex court, not even the apex court, being left out of this race. Arvind Kejriwal, who was caught for humongous corruption in Liquorgate, was unseated. I wish to thank Republic TV from the bottom of my heart for your relentless pursuit against corruption in India. And this case must, see its logical conclusion. And I'm also afraid of the very fact that, many of these cases would end up by saying law will take its own course.
Law will take its own course.
And this one course never happens, and it happens till eternity, because there are many cases languishing across India in many courts where nothing has happened because the conviction rate is so poor that it makes a mockery of the entire judicial system in India. There seems to be no end to our misery at all. And where is this going to end now? I in fact, will hold a lot of hope on you, Arnab, especially and your network, to bring the muck out in this case.
I
wish you all.
Thank you so much for that, Mr. Vabi. And on March 16, Chief Justice Upadhyay of the Delhi High Court informed the CJI about the incident. March 16th. Incident happens on March 14th. Nalin, the Delhi Police Commissioner, informs the Chief Justice of the Delhi High Court on March 15th about the fire. The Chief Justice of the Delhi High Court visits the location with the High Court Registrar, meets Justice Varma, and after that obviously thinks the matter is serious enough to put it on record with the Chief Justice. So this passing the buck is happening. Today, it is 26th March. Nothing has happened. Nalin, this is very disconcerting now. Very disconcerting. Very upsetting for the people of India. Nalin.
In fairness, I think, Arnab, with regards to it, already today we saw the visuals on your channel of Chief Justice of Himachal Pradesh High Court. If I could recognize him, it was, I think, Justice Sandhawalia, and I think before that, Justice Sheel Nagu had reached the place. Now, this we have to bear in mind is within a few days. They are obviously moving out of their judicial duty to close this fast. I think you will have information in the public domain sooner than later, because the judiciary also would be understanding, and we are talking of the collegium, the 5 senior most judges, of which 4 of them will be chief justices over the next 2.5 years. So they all have a stake in the institutional credibility. I think we will see something come up. Certainly, the questions that you are asking are the valid questions, and those answers have to come. So there's no question about that.
So I don't know. I mean, who else would have been given the luxury that Justice Yashwant Varma has? He was shown WhatsApp images by the police commissioner, and then he says, "Oh, Mr. Commissioner, there's a conspiracy against me." Would any ordinary citizen, Mr. Mannan, be given the luxury that Justice Varma has of telling a police commissioner there's a conspiracy, don't do anything? It's all in the open, Mr. Mannan. It's all in the open.
I'm asking myself, Arnab, I'm asking myself, even the committee, what will they do?
What will they do?
You see, Nalinji, if there is not a case property, today is 26th, incident was taken place on 14th.
Yeah.
12 days have gone.
Yeah.
Yes, then 12 days have gone. So, if they will go there, what they will find?
Nothing.
Only that room?
There's been a cleanup?
Nothing. And who are the witnesses? Who are the witnesses? And who has recorded the video? Whatever the photographs are being shown on the TV, is it admissible in the eyes of law? Even the photographs, even in the accident case, if somebody has taken it, but negative.
Sir, the point is not that. Sir, today we are being told, why is the Delhi Police Commissioner not filing a case? Viewers, in this case, the effective investigating officer is the Delhi Police Commissioner, because Delhi Police Commissioner visited the location. I want to ask the Delhi Police Commissioner, did you visit the location? Were you there? Do you not know why this drama? Manjusha is calling in from Mumbai, and people of the country,
Arnab,
please speak up. I'm just coming to you right after Manjusha. People of the country, speak up. If there's one issue on which you need to be heard, it is this. You never know when you're going to be in the courts. And then you will realize when you're in the courts, I hope not, how exasperating the system can be. And this is the way judges are dealing with judges. Manjusha. Manjusha,
Hi,
what do you
Arnab.
think? Hi.
Hi, I'm glad that you're addressing this important issue. Arnab, people approach the courts after exhausting all other avenues, and a word of judge can determine the life, liberty, and the hard-earned property of the citizens of our country. And why are we supposed to even entrust such people whose integrities are questionable? You know what? I have a medical background and entered into the legal profession for last 7 years, and my decision was purely driven by the passion and the joy of helping others to get the justice, and trust me, I regret now. It is quite disappointing. It
So
is
am
a lot
I.
disappointing.
So am I. We are so disappointed.
Yes.
We are crushed with what's going on. And I'm so upset and angry with the Delhi lobby. What is the Delhi lobby doing? It's becoming a self-interest group. Yes, Jay.
Thank you. You know, Arnab, I've had the distinct sort of privilege of having clerked with a very fine judge when I started my career. And I have seen at close quarters how hard members of our judiciary, especially the higher judiciary, how hard they work. They toil. They give up lucrative private practices to enter into what is essentially...
What has that got to do with the present case, sir? You're earning brownie points with the judiciary without talking about the case.
No, Arnab, just give me a moment. And this is, in fact, I clerked for a judge that I know personally that you admire very much. It was Justice Bobde. And, having seen a judge work up close and personal, how hard they work, it is very demoralizing for a judge when judgment is passed so quickly about one of their own. They've given up, they've sacrificed a whole lot.
Yeah, so then this becomes a brother judge phenomenon. I'll get Nalin to respond to that.
It hasn't. So
I'll get Nalin to respond to that. We have to be more...
There is no cash.
No.
There is no cash that has been discovered. Where is the cash? There is no evidence. There is no Panchanama. If at all there is any benefit of doubt that has to be given, Arnab,
there is no Panchanama which is required under the BNNS now. It is all electronic evidence. It is very much electronic evidence is there. There are many eyewitnesses. In fact, the Delhi Police Commissioner is the eyewitness himself. If you want, I'll bring out all the people who have been eyewitnesses in the case.
The Delhi Police...
You see, Nalin, what's happening? This ultra-technical arguments being put up. Save Yashwant Varma somehow. This is the Save Yashwant Varma movement on air. Nalin.
The point that is coming out, yes, Arnab, thank you. I think what we have to go by is what we have seen as, let's put it as viewers. We also are the viewers of the entire thing. Is that a video has come out which show wads of money burning. Now, we've never seen something at that. We know that the fire department people recorded that video and it was in the house of Justice Yashwant Varma because they went for a fire there. What we know is subsequently, it seems that that money or that evidence, if I may use that word, has gone away. Mannanji, as a practicing and a very senior criminal lawyer, he's a senior lawyer himself, but also because of his experience in criminal law, is pointing out about the steps that would have been required in any criminal trial or investigation, in this case, investigation. Now, the point that remains here is, what is irrefutable, is the fire brigade going? The location, as reported in the media, being Justice Varma's residence, even though it is a out.
Yeah.
And there seems to be thereafter, and there's an element of silence.
I'll take this one.
No clarity, which is what's come out in Justice Upadhyay's report, initial report, that no explanation what happened to the wads of money that were burnt.
Yeah.
So therefore, an investigation.
Okay, I have to close for want of time. Dr. Suresh from Kodalur is holding for a long time, so I'll take him for 10 seconds. Dr. Suresh, I have 10 seconds, but I must go to you. Dr. Suresh.
Yes, sir. Sir, good evening, sir. Sir, I'm asking a very simple question, sir. See, whether these judges or any investigation officers or whether they have any investigation precedent, they are simple judges who know about the law, who doesn't know anything about the fact, who doesn't have any right to investigate these things.
Dr. Suresh, I appreciate that view, and I want to say that 8 o'clock tomorrow evening, I will present my argument on why the judge is obviously prima facie guilty. I will give my views on the matter. And I will give views on why the existing evidence against him cannot be disregarded in the eyes of the public. After that, it is up to the judges. I thank you. And on the other side at 9 p.m. tonight, Yogi Adityanath's big statement, he says, if Hindus are safe, then Muslims are safe as well. Is that wrong? Is that really wrong? When I'm back.
Introducing the epic new Swift. Time to go swifting.
Time for a quick breather.